Hey everybody, Nicholas Snow here with a very special edition of the Nicholas Snow Show on PromoHomo.TV. And tonight I'm all about power lesbians. Yay! I love it. And it's 6 p.m. on Friday, September 30th. I have to always look at my watch because I'm doing so many things I never know when I'm on the air, which happens to be nightly. So, as you know, I do a lot of broadcasts. I interview people from all walks of life. I have 6 different series, and they all have a different focus. I tend to program the Nicholas Snow Show with content that is really connected to work that changes the world, that has really deep, long lasting significance. Not to say that my other shows don't always often have that. So that is why this broadcast is happening under the context of the Nicholas Snow Show on PromoHomo.TV. And in this episode, I'm going to be spotlighting the important work of the L Fund, which is the only lesbian-founded and volunteer lesbian-run nonprofit in the country, providing direct funding to the lesbian community. Proud to have given thousands of dollars to lesbians in need since 2012. They celebrate their history-making activities in my show tonight as we learn of the L Fund's upcoming fabulous events as well as specific ways to get involved. In addition to helping out lesbians in crisis with one-time grants, they also have an amazing scholarship fund. They have an endowment for artists and so much more. And the events that are coming up, they're a lot of fun. And, they say there's nothing for lesbians to do in Palm Springs. Ha! We'll learn more after this. Oh, you want to see me? I'm here. So I learned about the L Fund, I want to say maybe 8 years ago. It was really when they were starting in the first couple of years. And I had the opportunity at the time I was writing for Gay Desert Guide, and I featured Barbara J. Carpenter, one of the founders of the L Fund, in a column. And that sort of started my history of celebrating the work of the L Fund. And I haven't stopped. As a matter of fact, I featured the L Fund when PromoHomo.TV expanded into this sort of network style entity. I think in my first week, I had the L Fund on. So I love them. But, when you have deep relationships with people, you support each other in a lot of ways. And many of you know that there's an opportunity to support PromoHomo.TV by subscribing for as little as $10 a month. The content is free, but you can subscribe for as little as $10 a month. And that helps fuel my work and helps me spotlight the good work of the organizations I have on, which are often nonprofit organizations. The reason I happen to promote this a little more heavily at the beginning of this show is because I want to give a shout out to 3 people that I know through the L Fund who have done just that. They subscribe to PromoHomo.TV. So I want to give a shout out to Jan Alden, to Barbara J. Carpenter, and to Carol Ketchum, Dr. Carol Ketchum. I don't think Jan or Barbara are doctors, but they're saints. So anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to them and to plug that particular opportunity for you if you are so inspired. And I also want you to know this is a live broadcast, and I have people watching right now. And Scott is saying that my screen is black. Scott, I'm seeing my screen just fine here, so I hope it's not broadcasting in black. That might be a LinkedIn technical issue. And Christian is watching. He's a regular watcher, and he says, Hola, Nicholas Snow. So, without further delay, I'm going to bring on these fabulous ladies of the L Fund. First off, the member that I've known the longest and the closest, Mei Ling Tom. Hi, Mei Ling.
Hi, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm great, and you?
Good. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Fantastic. And Doris K. Reed. Hey, Doris.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and thank you for having us on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. And Mina Hartong. Hey, Mina.
Hey, Nicholas, thank you so much for having me tonight.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you for being here. So, one of the things I would love to know, by the way, Scott, I got a shout out from Lance. He's seeing the program just fine on Facebook. So, there's maybe a LinkedIn issue where you're watching. You can find me on the homepage at PromoHomo.TV. You can find the show there as well. So, I want one at a time. I want to talk about your direct connections to the L Fund. You don't have to include the whole history, but just sort of in a paragraph or so, tell me how you have become connected to the L Fund and what it is that you do with the L Fund now. And we'll start with you, Mei Ling.
I have been on the board for 5 years, and as a retired educator, I am chair of our L Fund Education Assistance Program. I also co-chair our Deborah I. Moore Grant for the Arts as well.
Well, and you are also an artist yourself, Miss Hula Dancer.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I was on one of Mina's shows last
Doing
year.
stand up as well.
Yeah,
Hula, comedy. You do it all, don't you?
I did do the hula. Yeah, I was nervous, but it was really fun.
But you do the hula, not just then. You
I
just came
do.
from hula class.
I did. I have been taking hula for about 5 years as well.
Well, aloha.
Thank you.
And Doris, tell me about your connection to the L Fund and how you first connected to the L Fund and
Well,
what you've done and what you're doing now.
I've been on the board since January of 2020, so I'm coming up on my 2 years, and I am the co-chair. And I actually was invited to join by some of the members who have since left the L Fund. When the new kids came on, the old kids left. But my main focus is I work with LIN, Lesbians in Need. So I'm the intake coordinator of women who need assistance, financial, and a lot of it is emergent. So we, help with rent, car repair, whatever we can do to help them get over this hump at this time. And I consider it a great blessing that there is something like us in place to help these women in need.
Well, I know that you and I have met before and we've been in the
Yes.
same room, and I love your spirit and your energy and the way you show up in the world. But when I knew that Doris K. Reed was going to be on my show, I didn't connect the name with you. So when you popped into the studio, I thought, oh, how cool I get to spend time with you. So
Oh, how nice. Thank you.
I'm so grateful that you're here.
Yeah. And I'm
And
also a writer.
oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, tell us more. Do tell.
A poet, and I perform my work all over the country and published, and other people do my work. And I'm a motivational speaker as well, and a writer. I do editorials, I just do the whole gambit. So
Well,
poetry is for me like to tell people there is, a better way, but my editorials are really political in nature.
okay, so I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm going to give you, well, I'm going to sort of put you on the spot. I'm going to give you time to
Oh,
resonate. So I want you to think about what poem you might have committed to memory or one that's nearby that you can grab that is relevant to the wonderful work of philanthropy and transforming the world. And later on in the broadcast, if you are able to grasp something like that within your heart and soul, or literally, I'm going to have you cite it for us. How does that sound? Are you up for it?
Well, Girl Scout always be prepared, so I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. And Mina, I know that you and I have something in common. We've been performer types for a long time. So, in addition to telling us about your connection to the L Fund, for those who do not know you, and many do, talk about your life as a performer and entertainer as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. My relationship with the L Fund is, besides being one of their biggest fans, is I'm a very grateful recipient of the Deborah Imore grant. And that allowed me to do my first speaking event in March at the Mizell Center for International Women's Day, and another one's coming up, which we'll talk about later. So that's sort of my passion project. That's my women's oral history project, where I just want to get women into a room telling their stories around a theme. And then the other part of what I do with Les Out Loud is I do stand-up comedy shows, where Mei Ling was a hula performer. We did a benefit for the L Fund in February of last year. And I do those shows at the Runway in Cathedral City with the wonderful Eric Altman and his staff. And we've had 4 sold-out shows, and we're hoping to keep it going. And I'm working really hard right now on our show for November 2nd, which we're calling Les Out Loud, the Election Edition. So it's going to be a lot about motivating people to vote in this crucial election on November 8th. And November 3rd is my birthday. So it's going to be a really big, fun night. We have Brittany Roberts, a favorite, Lynn Philippi, who's been a regular from the beginning, and a New York comic, Rosa Escandon. So we always have new comics and new material every show. And tickets go on sale tomorrow. So this broadcast is perfectly timed because you can get them tomorrow at Runway's website. So we'd love to have you.
Well, and it's runwaycatcity.com, as you can see on the bottom of the graphic, runwaycatcity.com. You see, I was all prepared with the graphics, even though you launched into the promo-homo part early. But that's fine. I love it. You take after me. If you didn't, I would say, what's up with Mina? She didn't take charge of the interview.
You're the best, and you know, as a performer, we have to constantly promote ourselves. So
No, that was great. That was great. So, I'll just show that graphic again. So the Les Out Loud election addiction. That's another show. Election edition, Wednesday, November 2nd, 6 to 8 p.m. Get tickets at runwaycatcity.com. And this particular show is not a benefit for the L Fund, but you are a proud supporter of the L Fund and a recipient of the L Fund, and I wanted to be able to promote that show while you're on. But since we're already on you and you're performing, why don't we jump ahead also? We're giving you information tonight about an amazing afternoon of art, about a golf tournament. Who knew lesbians and golf went together? I'm a bit mystified.
Shocking.
Oh, well, no, not really. So we're going to talk about a golf tournament. We're going to talk about the Veterans Day event, and there might be other events that we learn of. But we're going to cover all of the event information. So tell us about, first of all, were Mei Ling or Doris involved in granting the scholarship to Mina? Were either of you involved in that process? Mm-hmm. Both of you?
Yes.
Which one of you?
All
right. So Mei Ling, talk about how those grant requests come in, and what made Mina worthy of the L Fund support.
Well, the people can apply going to our website and filling out a short form, or they can call and put a verbal message, and our secretary will direct it to the board member who is in charge of the specific program. And of course, that's on, there you go, www.wl-fund.org. And Mina applied for our Deborah I. Moore Grant for the Arts to do a spoken word event. And the entire board was so excited because it's an event that celebrates lesbians in the community. And like she said, it's on a specific theme, and it is a free event that's open to everyone to attend. And so it's really something also for the community to do.
Well, thank you for that setup. And Mina, how did you? Well, first of all, is it hard for you to ask for support as an artist? Is it an easy thing for you to apply for a grant, or is it? How is it for you to ask for support? And it must be overwhelming to receive it.
It's wonderful to receive it, and it's gotten easier, Nicholas. I've been doing this a long time, like you have. So I would say in the beginning of my career, I was probably pretty shy about it, but I'm very comfortable with it now. And I just want to say how much I love the L Fund. It's really important that people know that it's really easy to apply. This is not a complicated process. Mei Ling has been an incredible support. We talk regularly. It's not just about here's the grant, good luck. It's about seeing the project through. And, I was a women's studies major, which would probably be gender studies these days. And, I love the way the L Fund raises the visibility of lesbians, which is still very important. Like the joke you made at the top of the show, like there's nothing going on for lesbians, which is not true. But I think we really still need a lot more visibility than we're even getting from each other or ourselves or just from the larger community. So this I'm speaking event is something I really want to continue because there's so many stories out there, LGBTQ stories, women's stories, and they're going to get lost if we don't record them. And part of the grant is also, we video these events. So we have archives going, which we'll have going forward. So the L Fund is just, they do amazing work, and we're big fans.
Well, tell us more about the show. I've put up the art, and I've covered your face, so I'm going to rectify that right now.
No, it's okay. I'd rather that everyone can see the website. They see enough of me.
You're back. Tell us about this event, and people can see that graphic for a moment. And are the tickets? Oh, it's a free event, so you don't need tickets. So all
yes,
right.
Thanks to the L Fund, it's a free event. All the speakers are volunteering their time. So I have found 3 fantastic women veterans: Ginger Nelson, Janine Young, and Sabine and Sina Ebinger, and they've all served in the military, and they're going to reflect back on their service. On November 9th, a few days before Veterans Day. And the Mizell Center was super excited because they have a lot of veterans who are members, of course.
And the doors open at 5:30. The speakers begin at 6, and it's
Correct.
Free and open to the public. But you know what? You want to get there at 5:30 when the doors open. I know how events go.
Well, what I've learned in Palm Springs is that in general in Palm Springs, you start an event at 5:30, people come at 5. It's just people are ready to go. And we do have refreshments at 5:30. So come early, have something to eat with us, and then hear these incredible speakers and hang out afterwards.
Well, come for the food, yes, and stay for the reading.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you for that. And one of the things I also want to promote, because I know it's a really big fundraiser for you, and during the pandemic, you didn't have the opportunity to do a lot of the important fundraising that you do. And as a matter of fact, you had to rely on the generosity of your board of directors and your members and supporters, and didn't have the chance to reach out to the general public. So which of you is best suited to talk about the art event?
I can talk about it.
Okay,
The art event,
while you do that, I'm going to cue the art, since it's the art event.
Yeah.
do you want me to start?
Yeah, start.
Okay. We are having, it's called An Afternoon of the Arts, October 16th, Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. at Create Center for the Arts in Palm Desert. And this is really a fundraiser, but it's also a day to celebrate some of our recipients, as well as just have a day where we can all come together to share the arts, music, and some food as well. Lesbian Artists of the Desert are one of our recipients. 8 of their artists will be there displaying their artwork, and it will be for sale as well. Gwendolyn Morgan is a fused glass artist who's one of their artists who will be there. Shelley Speck is another one of our recipients who will be performing 2 of her original songs. Brittany Roberts will be there doing some poetry and then book signing of her first book that she published herself called Lesbians in Bed Reading Haikus.
Isn't that a new series on Netflix?
It kind of sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. So she gave me a copy of the book, and it was really really enjoyable. And also, if you are interested, there will be a tour of the beautiful facility at the end, towards the end of the event.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Tickets are only $50. Is there food and drink involved in that event?
There will be food and drink. In fact, I'm the person in charge of getting that all there, and I have some really great food and dessert that will be that was donated very generously.
Well, as the longest reigning member of the board, which I happen to
Mhm.
know you are, is there anything you're not almost always in charge of? I mean, it's like, okay. And by the way, you notice that we've changed places on the screen because
Yes.
I didn't want to cover my guest when I put up a graphic like this. Instead,
Oh,
I want to cover me because you're more important. So that's how it's really fun. I can go like
They're like the Wizard of
this. I
Oz.
can go
Yeah.
like this. I can go like this.
No, but you're right, Nicholas. Every time I call Mei Ling, she's all, everyone at the Elf Fund works so hard, and like you said, they're all volunteers. She's always like, "I'm jumping in my car to do this," and they're just always there for you, and they do such tremendous work for our community.
thank you, Nina.
Yeah, I
Well,
must say that Mei Ling is our go-to person because she has the history and the knowledge. And so she's always there.
Mm-hmm.
She's my shero.
well,
Thank
we all need our go-to people.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing that Mei Ling, are you going to be the one that's most versed to talk about the golf tournament, or maybe Doris? You can take
Well, I
that
think
one.
Doris can kind
All
of.
right, Doris, you. First of all, lesbians in golf. When did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a new phenomenon for me because
Oh,
I
for
always
you.
said, yeah, coming
And
down
now
here.
you know, and now finally you know what all the fuss has been about,
Oh man,
right?
let me tell you, I've taken 2 golf lessons, so I'm trying to get in it. Okay, but it's our upcoming annual golf tournament event, and it's happening at a beautiful country club called Woodhaven, which is right here in Palm Desert. So it's local for those of us who live in this area, and it's November 19th, and it's limited to 120 participants. So and there will be like a continental breakfast and lunch and all that goes with golfing. And the tickets are 150
For the
each.
participants, and that includes the golf.
Yes, that includes the golf and the cart and the food and like water and coffee and stuff. So yeah, and it's at a beautiful, beautiful. In fact, the golf course is being reseeded now as we speak. So I think we'll be the first ones on the new course. Yeah.
That seems like a real steal. $150 in a
Yes.
fundraiser where you get the
Yes.
golf game, a golf cart, and you get a
Correct.
continental breakfast and
Yes.
a lunch, plus such an amazing social event that lasts for hours, at which some of you might find true love. So for me,
Exactly.
it sounds wonderful.
I might even sign up. I don't even play golf, but the invitation looks so great. I might even
I
join.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
I love that. Now, I feel like we've given nice teasers about all of your events, and we've told people where to go to find more. What I'd love to spend some more time on is to really talk about the good work of the L Fund and why people can support it. So, the mission of the L Fund is to empower cis and trans lesbians through financial crisis, grants for education, the arts, and health and wellness programs.
Right.
So, one of the things I wasn't really aware of are your health and wellness programs. So, tell me a little bit more about those.
Well, I can start, Meiling, in the fact that when you have people who have a immediate need for like maybe hearing aids or something like that, that it will take time for them to go through the process of their medical care providers. We can step in and help with that. Our glasses, which we have done, huh, Mike Meiling?
Right, we've done
So,
glasses, dentures,
yes,
payment
yes.
co-pays, or any medical or health or wellness related issue that.
Oh, I got it. So, your one-time emergency grants that you give are often geared toward health and wellness needs.
They can be, yes. Not
But
all.
sometimes it might be like, for example, you don't have to out the person, but you you bought something for someone today. Tell us about that, Mei Ling.
One of our recipients in the education assistance program, we are helping her pay for her registration fee and exam fees for her licensure to become an LCSW. So I was with her this morning with working with her computer, and we were doing the registration and paying for her course, her prep course, and the exam.
Well, that's beautiful. I had the opportunity to create some video testimonials of some of your grant recipients in the past.
Did
One or two of them were featured at your gala, and one of them is actually at your website. So, for those of you who are watching, if you want to see heartbreaking because it's so inspiring
mhm.
testimonial, please visit l-fund.org, because if these personal direct stories of people in need don't impact you, I don't know what would. And it just speaks to the vision statement of the L Fund. The L Fund envisions a future of an inclusive and diverse community in which lesbians are provided a reliable resource for financial assistance, social engagements, and programs that enrich the lives of lesbians. Just amazing work that all of you do.
Thank you.
Before I
Thank you.
before I put our poet laureate on the spot, I'm wondering, and actually I'll go to you first, Doris, in a non-poetry question. Is there anything that you particularly would like to convey about the L Fund that we haven't addressed somehow in our interview so far?
Well, one thing is that the L Fund actually does more work than we say, because protecting the identity of those who are in need, that is more important than kind of stroking our feathers about what we're doing. So we cannot do this work without the support of the community, and not only financial, but in opening your hearts and your hands to help people when they are in need, because it does take a village, and it's not only a village for money, but all kind of ways. So anything you can do to help people in need, I think we should all do. And we are just a part. But there's a whole community out here that could use other people's help in things that they do. If it's nothing but, lending an ear, or taking them to the store, or visiting, or anything that you can do, because you never know how you're affecting the life of someone, and each one reach one, and that one could reach thousands. So, and we're all in this together. So I think for people to understand that it does take a village, and we're just one part of that village.
That's so beautiful. I've never heard that. Reach one. Say that again.
Each one
The,
reach one. Yeah.
each
Yeah.
one, reach one. I haven't heard that. So, the mission of PromoHomo.TV is connecting the circuitry of humanity by creating programming for
Mm.
LGBTQ plus everyone. And I've always thought in my role as a media activist that if we empower or inspire or reach one person, that we create a ripple effect that
Mhm.
changes the whole world.
Mhm.
I like that butterfly effect. You know, the butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the world and a thunderstorm happens on the other. We won't blame the butterflies for hurricanes, but
Mm.
you know what I
Yes.
mean.
Yes.
Well, that's so beautifully stated. Thank you, Doris. And Mina, what would you like to say? I'm going to put myself back up there because I'm making you full screen.
Thank you.
What would you like to say about the L Fund that we haven't addressed?
Well, I guess I've already addressed it, but it's worth saying again that I'm a recipient, so I know what the L Fund can do. Take an idea like mine and then make it into a reality of having an evening for the community. So I would say a couple of things, Nicholas. I would say, first of all, including PromoHomo.TV, if you're in a position to support financially, support financially. I don't mind asking for money. I think money's important. It helps. But there's also what Doris is talking about. What are you doing in the community? And I like talking about the L Fund. A lot of people I don't think enough people know about the L Fund. I talk a lot. So I think let people know about it, check out the website and apply for these wonderful grants. A lot of people are shy about that, but get connected with the L Fund, talk them up, and support them financially if you can. Because like you said, this is the only organization that I know of, and I've been out for a long time, that is really focused on cis and trans lesbians. And I would love to see it go national because we need it. So
Well, I think that been a stated objective of some people on your board, that to kind of franchise the concept and empower communities to do this all over the place. Well, thank you, Mina. And the reason I came to you last with this sort of general question, Mei Ling, is because you've been around with the organization the longest and probably would be the best person to know if there's something we missed in our conversation.
I don't think there's anything that we missed. I think just that we want to stress that we have money to give to support. And so we want women to know that we want you to apply. We want you to apply if you have an emergency financial crisis, if you need support in your education in any way. It could be, supporting you in a certification class, a vocational school, college or university, or you need materials or tools for that. If you have a need in the area of art, because we support any medium or genre of art, and if you have any health and wellness needs. So that I'd really like to stress, please apply if you need some support. And it really is, like Mina said, it's a pretty simple process, and it can happen very quickly from the time of applying,
Mhm.
to the time of you, um, getting whatever you need.
and
Well,
is it okay if I add one small thing to that, Nicholas?
no,
Because
you can't.
because I
Please do, please do.
because I'm such a fan of the L Fund. I think one of the things that because I work in a nonprofit also, and I think one of the things that the L Fund really opened my eyes to is that these small things are huge. Like Doris talked about glasses and rent and car payments
Hearing
and
aids,
right and registration fees and
keep your electricity from being turned off in the middle of summer.
Absolutely.
exactly. I don't know if we always think about that when we think about nonprofit. We think about the big stuff, which is also important. But these seemingly small things can make such a difference to the women of the L Fund. So I think that's really important to talk about as well.
Well, very well stated. Oh, my.
And lesbians know how to stretch $1. Let's just say it. we do. You give a lesbian $20, she can make it work.
Okay. So on the cover of PromoHomo.TV on the homepage for probably another week, you'll find this episode about the L Fund. And when you go to PromoHomo, I have to uncover Mina again.
It's all good.
There. No, now you're up at the top. But when you go to, you're going to think I'm passive aggressive against you, Mina. I'm not. I promise.
Never, Nicholas.
So you have this information about the L Fund. You have the video that you can watch. You have their mission statement, a photo of them in the parade. You have the vision statement, the information about their art event, October 16th, the information about their veterans event, November 9th, the information about their golf tournament, November 19th, and then you have a link to the website again. And then you can also, as we've been promoting throughout the show, go to their website, l-fund.org, and everything is very well laid out for you to discover everything you want. And if you go to their main menu, you can find the board of directors, newsletter, resources, sponsors, upcoming events, past events. And I was mentioning the recipient section. So if you go to the recipient section, you'll find people that have actually been beneficiaries of the amazing work of the L Fund. And there's the video right there with Desiree Gutierrez that I was talking about. And that's just such a, all of it's very powerful. All of the work of the L Fund is powerful, but you can find it all in the places that I've just shared with you. And Suzanne Westenhofer, yay! Guess what? She's watching us. She
Hi,
says,
Suzanne.
"What
Hi.
is this, Mr. Snow? Find me." Oh my gosh, Suzanne. Honey, you find me. I'm all over the place. And you found me. So private message me.
She was just
Private
in Palm
message me.
Springs. She was
I
performing
know.
in Edina. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Suzanne. It's wonderful to see you. Suzanne and I go way back to the 90s when I produced and hosted Tinseltown's Queer, which I described as a Queen's version of Larry King. All right. Well, I've kept you almost 10 minutes longer than I said I was going to. But I'm so grateful that you tuned in, and I'm honored to be a partner with the L Fund and do what I can to shine a spotlight on your good works. And forever, I will be grateful that this conversation we had about making a difference for humanity will exist forever in the digital sphere, and preserve this moment that will impact the world, like that butterfly effect.
Right.
So any final statement from each of you about anything? Let's go with Mina first.
Just thank you for having us. Thank you for highlighting the L Fund. You're such a friend and ally to the L Fund, Nicholas. We so appreciate you. And we also, I'm looking forward to all the fun. Mei-Ling and I talk about this all the time, that the lesbians and the women of Palm Springs and Coachella Valley, deserve to have fun activities to go out and enjoy. So come join us. Come have fun with us.
And Doris, oh, I almost forgot the poem. That would have been terrible. So Mei-Ling, let's go with you for a final word, and we're going to take it out with Doris. So Mei-Ling, what would you like to add?
I'd just like to add thank you to all of our donors and supporters, which you are one of, Nicholas, and because we could not do what we do without you. So thank you.
Well, it's my honor, and I would have been mortified if I had ended the show without remembering that I had asked you for the last 20 minutes to be psyched up about what you might share with us. So Doris, I'm going to make you full screen.
Okay.
And take it away.
All right. This is a piece that I wrote, and it's called Letting Go. I took your shirt off of the shelf and surprisingly held cloth, not memories. A smile crossed my lips when I realized that time had quietly passed by, leaving in its wake peace and the strength to let go.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. And really, in one way or another, that's true and authentic. I love all of you.
Right. Thank you very much. And about this piece, I was contacted by someone who read this piece about 20 years ago and found me to ask if he could share it with a female friend of his who lost her husband from 20 years this poem was written. And
That's
you just never know.
Right.
Never know where your work is going to take you or who it's going to affect.
well.
And it was published in Essence. And he said, as a young man, he read Essence to try to figure out how to get women.
Smart
Okay.
guy.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. So once again, for everybody watching, l-bun.org. I mentioned at the top of the show that you can support this program by subscribing for as little as $10 a month. The content is free across multiple streaming platforms. The reason I bring it up again, I'm about to play the closing credits, and in it, you're going to see those 3 members of the L Fund that are, in fact, supporters of my show. Jan Alden, I think Jan is a PhD as well.
She
now
is,
that I think of it.
Yes.
So I have 2 doctors, Dr. Jan Alden, Dr. Carol Ketchum, and Barbara J. Carpenter, who probably deserves any title you would ever want to give her.
Right.
So thank you all, and I will see you next time. If you want to hang out and have some post-show chat, I'll bring us all together again in about 1 minute.
Thank you, Nick.
So we're still live because in watching the closing credits, I realized that I forgot to thank 2 women that are very involved with the L Fund, but the reason I didn't talk about them in the context of the L Fund is I don't know them through the L Fund. But Dr. Ronnie Sanlow and her wife Kelly Watson are in fact the biggest supporters of PromoHomo.TV. So my love goes out to them and to everyone who's watching. Have a